Hello and welcome to Auten Math. In this edition of Auten Math, we're going to tackle a problem for the Chapter 2 review, which involves translations and rotations of a particular point in an XY coordinate plane. So the only question we have is number 36, and the question asks, with respect to the origin, point A is 1, 2, coordinate 1, 2, x is 1, y is 2. It's rotated 100 degrees clockwise, then 80 degrees counterclockwise, then 210 degrees clockwise, and finally 50 degrees counterclockwise to point B. So again, I have my point. My point is 1, 2. Then I rotate it 100 degrees clockwise, and then I rotate it 80 degrees counterclockwise, that's the black, and then I rotate it 210 degrees clockwise, and finally 50 degrees counterclockwise to point B. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sum or a tally of all the rotations, and I'm going to figure out exactly where it ends after all of the rotations are accounted for. So first I start from the point, 1, 2, then I rotate 100 degrees, and then back or counterclockwise 80 degrees, and then forwards or clockwise 210 degrees, and then back 50 degrees. So I'm left with a total rotation of 180 degrees. So when I rotate a point 180 degrees, it moves from the same spot in one quadrant to, let's call it the same spot, in a quadrant that's 2 quadrants over. So I go from quadrant 1 to 2 to 3, but now my coordinates are going to be, instead of 1, 2, they're going to be -1, -2. Right, and the second question asks us to go through the same rotation, and it asks us which of the rotations is a point in Q or quadrant 1. All right, so we know that the point initially is in quadrant 1, and when we talk about the quadrants in an XY coordinate plane, we go in a counterclockwise order. So we start in the upper right-hand quadrant, this is 1, and then the upper left quadrant is 2, bottom left is the third quadrant, and the bottom right is the fourth quadrant. So it's asking us after which of the rotations is the point in the first quadrant. So we know before any rotations the point is in the first quadrant. We rotate it 100 degrees, and then we rotate it back 80 degrees. So we know after the second rotation that the point will remain in the first quadrant. After the third rotation, our point is in the third quadrant, and after the fourth rotation, our point is also in the third quadrant.